Welcome back to the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Sam Menzie, and we have a great show for you today. Sorry, my mic was not connected for that first 20 seconds when I was just talking and no one could hear anything. So that was not fun. But, welcome back. We have a great show for you today. First topic we'll be going over is the Yankees making a whole bunch of transactions and shaking up their roster. Then the Rangers and some injury updates on them. Then some top duos in MLB. Mason Wynn's breakout season for the Cardinals, and the MVP leaderboard from MLB. But before we do all that, I'd like to ask you to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so to ensure that your question does get read in the air, please use the link, gsmcpodcast.net. It really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot, so thank you so much for that. And let's get back into the show for today. All right, so we'll be starting off the show for today, and like I said before, the first topic we'll be going over is the Yankees and the transactions they have made over the past few days. So let's get into it. So there was a lot of news going around with the Yankees in these past 24 hours that I did want to just mention and talk upon. So I decided to make it the first segment here, and let's get into it. So the major one, of course, we have to talk about is Gerrit Cole and his impending return for the Yankees. We've talked about him before with his rehab starts and all that, but it's now more official as it has been announced by Aaron Boone and the Yankees that Cole is going to start tomorrow versus the Orioles. So obviously a huge thing for addition for the Yankees, getting the best pitcher in baseball back. It's not even like the Yankees really needed Cole because the Yankees were already the best team in the league with being the first team to 50 wins, being on pace for like 110. But I guess the more the merrier for this team, and they're going to be one fun team to watch now with all the star power. So it's hard to overstate how big of an addition getting Gerrit Cole is. As I said, he is, in my opinion, the best pitcher in baseball. And again, adding into this team that has already been elite, now with not just with the bats, but with the pitching as well. I mean, it's just going to be so incredible to watch this team, and it is going to be very, very exciting. So, yeah, I mean, again, what is there to say about Cole that hasn't been said? This guy is the best pitcher in baseball. He's going to add a ton of depth now to that rotation that definitely needs it. You know, they did lose a lot before when Clark Schmidt did end up... Sorry about that. I had a cough, something out of my throat. I don't know. But, the Yankees rotation did lose a lot once Clark Schmidt did end up going down with an injury. Schmidt became a very vital piece of this rotation once Cole did go out, and he had been really, really good for them this entire year. So with him going down with an injury, the Yankees were really a little pressed for starters, and now they have survived these past 2 to 3 weeks, but having Luke Weaver and Cody Petit making consistent starts isn't really exactly what you want. So I think getting Cole back will really add a lot of depth to that rotation. And overall, we'll just make this rotation purely unbelievable. I mean, you're going to have him, Rodon, Stroman, Cortez, Heel. It's just going to be so insane. I mean, let's go into a playoff series, for example. You got to face Cole, then you got to face Rodon, then you got to face Heel, Stroman, Cortez. Schmidt might even be back at that point. So just the Yankees pitching core is truly incredible. Already adding in with that amazing hitting core. And yeah, this team is just incredible to watch, incredible to play, and they are so exciting. So yeah, very exciting for Yankees fans that Gerrit Cole is finally coming back. Should be all rested up, hoping that arm injury doesn't come in being a factor again. But yeah, it should be very, very interesting to see, and very excited to end up watching Cole now with this fully healthy Yankees team. Another big transaction here was something that was very surprising this morning that happened, which was Ben Rice was called up to the major leagues by the Yankees. Now, Ben Rice is one of their more known prospects. Not exactly a top prospect, I'd say, but is a very good prospect for the Yankees, and is a catcher/first baseman. A lot of Yankees fans were campaigning for him to get up to the major leagues for a little while now, and now with the injury to Anthony Rizzo, which we will talk about, Ben Rice has been called up. Currently, for MLB Pipeline, he is the 12th ranked prospect in their system. Just got called up to AAA in that short span of time. He did pretty great. I mean, he had a 172 runs created plus, only in 11 games, but it's still a sample size, still not like 7 or 8. It's, double digits, so it's still a good amount. And in AA this year, I mean, he was absolutely insane with a weighted runs created plus of 151. Just hits the ball hard, has a really nice swing, and yeah, it's going to end up being a real big spike for this Yankees lineup. Rizzo did end up going down, as I said. He fractured his arm in a play versus the Red Sox, and it's going to be out most likely 4 to 6 weeks. Also with Rizzo, Simply put, he just wasn't doing that good either. I think that there was some talk about him being DFA'd even before he got injured. So this might give the Yankees a chance to see what Rice has and also try to reset Rizzo, try to get him back, and maybe see if he has anything left in him. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets DFA'd after that. He really has had a poor season. So, as much as Rice was called up because of the injury, I wouldn't be surprised if we learned that this was in the plans all along for them to call up Rice eventually. Again, was hitting very, very well in the minor leagues and was a guy that was sure to be called up soon. Again, I know a lot of Yankees fans on social media were clamoring for him to be called up and eventually got their way. Very surprising this morning waking up to see that Ben Rice was indeed called up. Again, I thought that was the right move, but it was surprising to me. I didn't think they would end up going with it. The plan we heard after Rizzo was out would be that DJ LeMahieu would end up playing first base, and they would call up Eduardo Peraza to play third. Peraza was seen in New York City from his Instagram, so we do know he is being called up, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to be starting now. So with Rice, you're now going to slot him right into first base, and again, really add a dynamic presence to this lineup. Rice, a guy who has a really nice lefty swing, big guy, nice power, and really slots into that lineup, which has a lot of great hitters. I mean, Soto, Judge, Volpe's hit great, Verdugo, Stanton. Now you slot Rice in there as well. I think it's going to add a lot, and just another younger player. I think you need to, again, a bit of a spark from that first base position with how Rizzo was performing, and I think Rice does accomplish that for the Yankees. I think that overall this should be something that is very exciting to Yankees fans. Very interested to see how he does end up playing. Again, it was a surprise as he only played 11 games in AAA, and they just did indeed call him up there. But, one thing to the Yankees, props to them, is that they have been very aggressive in calling up their prospects over the last few years when they've needed them, and I appreciate about them. I think a lot of teams are too conservative with that, and I like how they've done it. I mean, we saw it with Dominguez last year, now Rice this year, going back to the baby bombers as well, when you had that whole core of Judge, you had Sanchez, Bird, Torres. They were also called up pretty aggressively, I'd say, as well. So the Yankees know how to be aggressive with calling up their prospects, but also be sensible, and I really appreciate that about them. I mean, again, they're one of the best organizations in professional sports at this point, so they know what they're doing, and they know when the right time is. So props to them, and they've done a really, really good job balancing that out. So, yeah, going back to Rizzo now, again, he was doing pretty horrible before, and this fractured arm now might be the nail in the coffin for his Yankees career. If Ben Rice does end up running with this job, I think we'll have to see Rizzo be DFA'd or released and find a new team or just retire. So I think that it is going to be interesting to see what does end up happening with his career. Also, if Ben Rice doesn't perform well, they could look to trade for a first baseman. I know Pete Alonso has been mentioned a lot with the Yankees. I don't think that would happen even if the Mets were content on selling, because I don't think Steve Cohen would do it. But that's a fit. We've heard something about Mark Canha from the Tigers. So there are a lot of first base options available for the Yankees, and if Ben Rice does fail to deliver the spark at first base they were hoping, I think they could look at the trade market as well. So overall, I kind of think Rizzo and the Yankees are going to move on from each other rather soon, and I think that this could be a relationship that is going to end up ending now. And yeah, I'm very happy with this Rice move for the Yankees, though. I think it was a great job by them, and overall just a fantastic call-up, and very excited to end up watching it, and very excited to see what is going to happen with Rice and the Yankees, how he does end up playing, and yeah, overall, very excited. Next, we have Jason Dominguez. He was placed on the minor league IL by the Yankees. It's only 7 days, it shouldn't be that much, but again, kind of solves their outfield conundrum right now. As I said before, the Yankees have a ton of good outfielders right now with Dominguez, Judge, Stan, Verdugo, and kind of a lot of players for 4 spots. So I think right now this solves the Yankees' problem, but once Dominguez is fully healthy, out of AAA, done with rehab, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. And honestly, if I'm the Yankees, I'm moving on from Stan. I don't care if he's hitting well right now. He's going to get injured. His contract is huge. I don't know how they're going to get it. I don't know how they're going to get off him. I think a trade's nearly impossible, but I'd release him, honestly. Even with that contract, the New York Yankees, you can swallow it. So we'll see. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what the Yankees do decide once Dominguez does come back. So the Yankees now, as I said before, are going to be playing the Orioles for the next 3 days in the Bronx. Should be an electric series. I mean, you're going to have Cole pitching on Wednesday against the Orioles, the second best team in baseball. The Yankees direct rivalry in the AL right now. Should be electric. Orioles fans, I know, travel as well. Baltimore, not that far from New York. I'm sure I'm sure there'll be a lot of Orioles fans in attendance. Just overall, this entire series, even without the Cole game, should be just so exciting and fun. Two of the best teams in the whole league, great fan bases, great venue in the Bronx. Two exciting young teams that happen to be amazing. I'm very, very excited to end up watching this series. I think it's going to be so fun. And hey, could this be an ALCS preview? We'll have to see. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting right now to watch this Yankees versus Orioles series. Two elite teams. And yeah, just honestly super excited to watch just high-class baseball for the next 3 days. And it should be very, very fun. So yeah, that is it for our first segment here, talking about the Yankees and the transactions they did end up making the past 24 to 36 hours or so. We'll be moving into our second segment, which is going to be talking about the Texas Rangers and some injury updates about them, mainly about their two-star pitchers, Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom. So yeah, we'll end up talking about that, and we'll see you after the break. So thanks, and bye. I feel